Lori Phillips is accused of killing her husband after a night out with friends. According to police, the couple drank and argued before heading home. Mark's body was discovered the morning of February 23, 2019 at Mark and Lori's home. The night before was frigid, with temperatures reaching only 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Lori's charged with second-degree reckless homicide. If found guilty, she faces up to 25 years in prison.
Mr. Phillips had been found frozen in the driveway. It sounded like he'd been hit. We just assumed it was a hit and run.
On February 22nd, 2019, Mark and Lori go out to dinner with their friends Hannah Klinsky and Adam Stevens.
Dinner's great, by all accounts, no problems there. But then they decide, let's go out after, and we're gonna go to a local bar.
I saw Mark talking to a guy that we both know.
Well, what about Mark's conversation caused you any concern?
He said, Terry LaFleur's coming. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, well, I knew you'd know him. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What does that mean? Because I knew immediately Mark was on high alert.
Who's Terry LaFleur?
We used to bartend together.
So they decide to leave the bar. So then Mark and Lori get into the car to go to another bar, and on the ride there, they're arguing about Terry LaFleur. And it gets so bad that Lori says, you know what? Just drive me back. I want to be with my friends.
When Mark parked the truck in front of the bar, that's when he attacked her for the first time.
He put me in a chokehold. My earring ripped out because he was holding my head down.
Lori gets out of the truck. She goes into the bar.
I went into the table that Adam and Hannah were at. I was in disbelief. I didn't understand how we got to that point.
Mark comes in, kind of walks around. He's agitated but not acting out.
According to Lori, Mark gets out of the bar, is furious, grabs her, pushes her into the truck, drags her to the other side, to the passenger side, throws her in, and then punches the window and proceeds to get into the driver's side and drives off.
They get back to the house in Holman, and Lori decides she doesn't want to stay there. She's going to gather some personal items, get in the truck, and leave.
As she gets back into the truck, Mark starts taking things out.
That's when Lori decides she's going to pull out her phone and film Mark's behavior. Problem is, she drops the phone.
Mark noticed I had my phone, and he just took off.
He was coming around the truck trying to get her.
She takes off.
I took a right out of the driveway, and then I drove down to a subdivision.
Lori says she attempts to spend the night in a hotel, but that there were no rooms available. She says she decides to return home around 2 a.m., just 3 hours after fleeing from Mark.
She ends up driving back to the house in the truck, but she doesn't notice her husband's body just lying there in the driveway.
She drove right past him.
Lori goes inside of the house. She went upstairs where she had never slept before and decided to sleep up there so that Mark wouldn't figure out where she was if he woke up when he was still drunk.
About what time do you think that you got up that morning?
I want to say it was around 6:30.
She's looking for Mark. She expected him to apologize to her.
And she can't find him. He's not on the couch, he's not on the bed, he's nowhere to be found. So she thinks maybe he's in the garage, maybe he left.
She goes outside looking for Mark, and that's when she sees Mark's body in the driveway.
911, what is going on? My husband is out of the city. He's frozen. Is it he's frozen? I don't know. He's not moving. Oh my God, is it going to help me? My worst fear is that he chased me down the driveway and slipped and fell. And then I just left him there and I didn't even know he was there.
Over a year after Mark Phillips' death, Lori Phillips is charged on June 8, 2020 with second-degree reckless homicide for allegedly hitting Mark with a truck.
This is the story of an ordinary woman in an impossible situation. I have no doubt that in his life, Mark was a good dad, a loving brother, the life of the party. But you know what else I don't doubt? That when Mark was drunk, he was an abuser. And that was the Mark Phillips that confronted Lori on the last night of his life. Domestic abuse was a very important part of this case. You have somebody who's the victim of this perpetual, ongoing domestic abuse, forced into a decision that she has to make in 2-3 seconds as to whether or not her safety is more important than that of her abusers.
Did you personally interview Lori Phillips?
Yes, I did.
The last thing I wanted you guys thinking he's a bad person, though. If he wasn't, so you just had a jealous reaction.
On that night, Mr. Phillips strangled her. We know this because of her text messages to Hannah. She's not sending these text messages, ladies and gentlemen, if she has any reason to believe that her husband is on the side of the driveway dying.
Will Lori be able to convince the jury that she didn't knowingly cause Mark's death?
If Mark was jealous, he's very angry.
Did his behavior ever reach the point where you were scared of him?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. He's pushed me before. He's choked me numerous times.
The times that he would get in arguments with you, was there other times that he got physical with you?
Yeah, I mean, like pushing. He never like punched me or anything.
No.
He's never done that. Just like pushing it, but he just gets so angry. He gets so angry.
She had to explain why she didn't tell the lead investigator in this case about all of those prior instances of alleged abuse that she suffered at the hands of Mark.
Why didn't you bring up the prior acts of domestic abuse at that time?
As I stated to Mr. Leinfelder immediately, he was a good man, and I didn't want to tarnish what his thought process would have been of my husband.
So when you got back home, what did you do?
Mark went in the house right away, and I went to the bathroom and grabbed my contacts and contact case and my glasses because I was going to leave and stay somewhere else.
So where did you go once you grabbed your contact lenses and your glasses?
Back to the truck.
And she sees Mark coming out of the house. He tells her, you're not allowed to leave until I grab every piece of property out of this truck that belongs to me. So Mark goes along to the passenger side.
I grabbed my phone because I wanted to record how he was treating me, how he was talking to me, so that he could hear it the next day.
She actually drops the phone.
After it dropped, I looked at him immediately, and he was furious. It's like I looked at somebody that I didn't recognize at all, and he just took off and came around to come get me in the truck.
Were you scared of Mark at that point?
Very scared. He just kept getting more and more furious. I wanted to get to safety. Well, I know he wasn't in front of the truck because that's the only thing I could see was the front of the truck. I would say he was right at my door.
Did you put the truck into drive and hit the accelerator?
I did.
Lori hits that accelerator right at the moment when she believes Mark was able to get that door open and pull her out of the vehicle. She's driving this huge lifted truck of these 3-foot snowbanks on either side. Even if she did feel some lift to one side or another, that could very likely be running over the snowbank in the process of escaping from Mr. Phillips. Was this a position, Lori, that you ever asked to be in?
No.
Did you have any reason to believe that Mark was injured or dying back at the home?
None whatsoever.
Miss Phillips, you sent that text to Mr. Phillips within 5 minutes of leaving your driveway. Does that sound fair?
Potentially.
Were you trying to upset him? Were you trying to...
Why would I ever want to upset my husband?
I'm not answering the questions here. I'm asking an open-ended question that I don't remember where we are, and I'm giving you an opportunity to fill in the blanks if I miss something.
I thought that the prosecutor, Mr. Burdick, was trying to give her enough rope to hang herself, so to speak. Judge, I'm going to object as to the form of vagueness and just ask that the state focus on an individual topic across.
Yeah, let's move on, counsel.
Okay, no further questions.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Lori Phillips, not guilty.
The jury found Ms. Phillips not guilty. 2 sweetest words in the English language. I just felt this deep wave of relief.
Ms. Phillips is acquitted at this point. The case is now concluded.
I did not kill my husband. It's time that I get to enjoy life again, I hope.